Yeah, okay, let's try and I'm going to try and share my screen now, okay? So,
Sorry to interrupt you, Eric. Just before you do, I think Sarah has a question
yeah, okay.
or has a
Hey, Sarah.
comment, should I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
So today I walked around 5 km. I enjoyed it. I did a couple of laps and I did about 30 laps, I think. And it was just near to 5k. Sorry, she's after freezing there.
Mhm.
Just clarifying. So I did a couple of laps around. It's just a small kind of circuit that I did. I did it in an hour and 15 minutes, and it was nearly 5 kilometers. Um, so I did 4.9, sorry, 4.9 meters, just clarifying there.
Mhm.
And that was the distance I walked. So it felt good in an hour and 15 minutes. So I just thought I'd mention that to you all.
Excellent. Well done, Sarah. We're absolutely delighted. And keep it up. Keep it up. You've been an absolutely brilliant member of this program, of this group for the whole 5 weeks, and we loved your input, your contribution, and you know we hope that we've helped you out. We've hoped that we've helped to make your life a little bit easier. We hope that we've helped to motivate you a little bit to keep going. And if there's anything that we can do in the future, just drop us an email or whatever, and if we can help out in any way, we will. Um, but you've definitely made a great impact on this whole program, and most importantly on yourself, I think. So keep that up. Well done.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so let me just have a second.
Do you want to try for share screen there?
Well, I'll have a second go and see how we get on. So do I have to press share first, or I go into it and then I press share. Yeah, okay.
So if you go, press share screen first, Eric.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
You seen anything?
Yeah. We have it there now.
Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to try and get the first one up. So what I'm hoping to just share with you all now is just a couple of steps, couple of simple little steps that I just put together during the week, because I was just thinking about the Operation Transformation, and that you had 5 weeks of full support, and even though we weren't with you every single day, but we've been with you for 3 days a week at least, and then we were available to you. Well, and it was available to you all the time online as well, and on email, and fantastic that we've had Katrina involved as well to make this a total inclusive thing for everybody, and it's wonderful. But like all good things, they come to an end eventually, and we'd love to stay with you, period. Like, but everything has to come. You have to bring everything to a closure. But this does not mean that you have to stop. This is, like, as we said before, this is all about kickstarting a new, healthier lifestyle for yourself, and hopefully that you will be able to maintain this, and hopefully you will have learned enough throughout this to be able to feel confident to keep going on your own journey, and maybe even you know maybe even with a training buddy. It could be online, it could be in, you can still be in contact. You don't have to be shoulder to shoulder, but you can still work together, and make plans together, and and keep pushing each other. I find that people, when we work together, it's brilliant. We need that support. So I'm going to move along, and I'll talk a little bit another little bit at the end about what I'm going to be doing as well, starting from next week. So Kildare Sports Partnership, post-operation transformation, steps to keeping healthy. Okay, maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so the first thing I say is taking responsibility. You must take responsibility for your life, for your health, for your well-being, because it's not something that you can pass over to anybody. It's not something that you can hand over to anybody. It's all about you. It's all about yourself, and you have to take full responsibility for this. And by taking responsibility for your health and well-being, then you are also taking accountability for your actions, for your behaviors, for your habits. So in other words, you don't really have anybody else to blame when things aren't going well. You have to sort this out yourself. It's almost like building an inner resilience, so you can find ways. And like, over the last few weeks, we touched on a few different things about the tools for life. The tools for life. We all have a toolbox. Everybody has. Some people have more tools in there than others, and some people have a lot of tools but they don't use them. So it's really all about initiating action. When you take responsibility, you're in charge. You're placing value and importance onto your health and onto your well-being, and you're placing value onto your own worth. Okay, so what are you worth? By doing this kind of stuff, that you are really valuing yourself, and you are in control of your own happiness, your own health and happiness. I'm going to tell you a little story. I was watching the documentary on Michelle Obama, I think it was called Becoming or something like that. So becoming the first lady. But early on in Barack Obama's career, her husband's career, I think it was just before he became president of the United States. She was minding the two kids, and he was out on his political journey, and he was very ambitious, and he wanted to go very far, and he was going far, and he was in big meetings, and he was spending a lot of time away from the home, but he was still getting time to go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. And Michelle Obama, who was extremely talented and educated in her own right, and had her own career goals and had her own ambitions, suddenly found herself at home minding 2 girls, while her husband was off chasing his goals and his ambitions. And she started building up a bit of resentment and anger, and she was getting very angry and very bitter and very annoyed, because here she was with all these dreams and aspirations as a young girl herself, went off to college, became very qualified and educated, and suddenly she's a mother of 2 young girls, and she's at home and she's doing nothing, and she's only getting angry with her husband, the person that she's supposed to love, who's supposed to be there as a support and a team. But the learning that I picked up from it was that she stopped being bitter. She said she stopped being resentful, and she took control. She took control for her own life, for her own well-being, for her own happiness. And she put things in place, and she got to the gym. So rather than sitting back at home, blaming other people, blaming, other things and places and whatever, take control. Find a way. Winners find a way. And losers, and I hate that word, losers, will find an excuse, and it's okay to have excuses every now and then. It's all right. It's all right to have a day off. It's not, it's not the end of the world. But if you're continually making excuses not to do something, then you really need to have a good check-in with yourself. Okay, that's taking responsibility. And I just thought that story was interesting. You know, it was a very interesting story that I remember watching it on a documentary, and I thought it really struck a chord with me. You're in control of your own health and happiness. Constructing and initiating a plan. That's step two. So, constructing a plan, you know, for the last 5 weeks, I constructed a plan for all of you. I constructed that plan and you followed it. Now it's important for you to construct your own plan. Now, it may not be a plan like mine where you could do five classes or six sessions a week. I think it was 5 sessions a week, 3 isolated sessions and 2 with me. It may not be on the same level as that. It could even be something as simple as 3 training sessions a week. It could even be like 2 walking or 2 running and 1 um uh, anaerobic workout, like cardio, a bit of cardio. You could even look back at some of the sessions that we shared online. I think someone asked a question tonight to Anna, will these sessions be stored for the future? And I think Anna said they will be up there for quite a while anyway. So, you know, and then there's so much more as well. There's not even like outside of my sessions, there's beginner sessions on YouTube and etc. You know, constructing a plan is very important, right? This is very crucial because it'll help you to have a routine and structure in your life, in your day, in your week, and it'll help you to think ahead as well. Not only on a training, not only in terms of training, but also in terms of your work and your nutrition. Let's say, for example, that Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to have 2 busy days where you're going to have meetings all day and um, you've no time to cook. Okay. So what do? You foresee this plan, you foresee this problem you're going to face in midweek. And rather than putting yourself under pressure and difficulty, then on Monday or Tuesday, you make a nice shepherd's pie or a cottage pie or lasagna. And these are foods that you can freeze. And then you can take them out when you don't have a plan to cook on a Wednesday or a Thursday. Or if you don't have time to cook, then you have already foreseen this hurdle and made your life a little bit easier, because on these busy days, all you need to do that morning is to take your little portion out of the freezer, leave it on the counter, and then into the microwave, and you know, in a couple of minutes you're sorted. You know what I mean? And this stuff helps you to maintain a healthier lifestyle. Why? Because it stops you from getting stressed out, it stops you from getting angry, stops you from beating yourself up and saying, oh God, I should have had a plan, I should have had this, now I'm starving, now I have to go to this meeting. And I'm sorry if I'm speaking really fast, Katrina, but and well done, Katrina, your hands are so fast. If I had your hands, Katrina, I'd probably be world champion by now if I had the same speed in my hands. So anyway, so we're going to move on to the third one. This one is really crucial, right? Communication, because for the people that are living with spouses, partners, um, you know, who have kids, especially, it's one thing constructing a plan, um, but and it's one thing having a plan. It's another thing communicating your plan. Okay, if you're living in the house, as I say, with kids, with spouse, whatever, you have to let people know your plan. Because the last thing you want to do when you're about to go out through the door for your walk or whatever, and then you've one of the kids coming over to say, Mommy, Daddy, whatever, can you help me with my homeschooling? And then suddenly you're like, oh, I have to get this in by 2 o'clock, and suddenly it's 1 o'clock, and then you have to cancel your plan because you have to help your son or daughter, or a husband or a wife, you know, who wants to go away, and then you had a plan to get out and do something. Important to communicate your plan. And again, working with each other when it comes to like doing house chores, having food, like laundry, stuff like that, being able to work together and help each other. Because if we don't communicate, then how are we supposed to work through this plan? How is people supposed to know?
We've
Me and
lost you.
Laura, sorry, can you hear me?
You're back now, yeah.
Yeah. So communicate your plan. And I know this is important because sometimes we've often clashed, me and Laura here in the house. I might not communicate my plan with Laura, and then suddenly, especially during the first lockdown, we'd only one laptop because my one was broke. And then Laura's a teacher and she was doing homeschooling. And then suddenly I needed a laptop to do an online workout. And then it was like, oh, it's just, we're clashing. So communicate your plan, communication. This is a very important part, the communication. So focusing on your strengths. Okay, guys, this is there's 7 parts to this. This is number 4. Focusing on your strengths. Don't complicate things, basically. Okay, try and keep your life pretty simple. You don't have to go out there now and be some sort of a CrossFit expert or anything like that. If your strength is walking, then you keep walking. You don't have to run. All that matters is that you get out and you do your 3 or 4 walks a week. And when you come back, you feel good. You feel really, really good about yourself and about, you feel in a good mood and you're thinking straight and it enhances your life. Then you don't need to overcomplicate things and go and start training for marathons or whatever. Okay. So focus on your strengths and not anybody else's. Try and stay away from comparing. Social media is one of the best things in the world where it makes us compare ourselves to other people and we think our lives are not as great as the next person. So try not to compare because social media, as good as it all is in connecting everybody, it's still not reality either. It's not the real, you don't get it, you don't get the real picture. Okay. I would never put up a bad picture of myself on social media. So nobody else is going to do that. No, everybody's going to put their best image forward, whether that's with their family or on their own or with their work or whatever. Nobody shares bad news. Very little people anyway share bad news, So don't get carried away with all of that. When I talk about focusing on your strengths, repetition. It's repetition. That's all it is. And you continue doing the things that work for you. And if you keep doing it, routine equals consistency, and consistency equals results. I look at the best golfers in the world. I look at, say, for example, the best, say, snooker players in the world, the best tennis players in the world. What do? They don't do anything other than just swinging at the ball, constantly swinging at the ball. I know they have to do their physical work and their nutritional work, but it's repetition. Imagine how many times Rory McIlroy or Tiger Woods or any of these people are actually just hitting the ball same time over and over and over. Most of my training sessions, boxing sessions, are going over the same things, the same things, the same things. So in order to not let yourself get bored, try and bring an iPad with you, or sorry, try and listen to a podcast, something that you really enjoy, especially when you're going for a walk. Sometimes it's good to change the music. Some people like to listen to music, but here's another idea. Listen to a podcast. It could be a nutritional chat. It could be a mental health chat. It could be wellness or whatever. There's so many of them out there, podcasts, okay? If you want something with a bit more lighthearted and laughter and fun, Tommy and Hector. I like listening to Tommy and Hector. The Tommy and Hector podcast with Loretta Blewett, and they're just so funny. So you decide, you're in charge. Next one, understanding the process of the journey. So basically what that means is you understand that life is a journey, okay? And the destination is the journey. There is no deadline, there is no dead end. We just continually make progress, and we continually make progress. And some weeks we have a bad week, some weeks we hope to have good weeks, but that's all it is. We just keep striving to be better. So understanding the process. Yes, we aim for progress over perfection. Okay, we build ourselves up instead of tearing ourselves down. You can start your day in the afternoon if you have to. If you had a bad morning, you can start your day in the afternoon. If you've had a bad week, and you can start your week on a Thursday, you can start your week on a Friday. There is no limits to what you can do. There is no generic way of doing things. Do what works for you. So sorry, I'm nearly there now. Just two more. Always strive to be better. This is my favorite motto, and this is my own motto. Okay, so I always strive to be better in all departments, in every department of your life. I think as a person, as a human being, as an athlete, as a father, as a boyfriend, a husband, whatever, wife, girlfriend, just to try and be better than you were yesterday. So what I mean by this is to be open-minded, to be curious, to be engaged, to be present with the people around you, to be present with your work. I'm sorry, are you hearing me? Because I know I'm freezing on my screen.
Yeah, we are, Eric. You're good.
Yeah. To be present with your work. Seek knowledge. So, like I said, there's so many educational podcasts and everything out there, and document like TED Talks and YouTube, and there's just so much out there. Like, seek knowledge. You know, it's good to seek knowledge and build up your understanding of whatever, health and fitness, or nutrition, or whatever it may be. And take risks. Okay, take risks. I'm talking about in the workplace, in life, but also in the kitchen. You know, try to cook a little bit more. We got we got Nevin Maguire, and we got another one. I can't think of the lady's name. But we got two new cookbooks over the last while, and we've been trying new dishes, and that's taking a risk. You know, that's trying out new things. Some dishes come out absolutely lovely, and some don't. But hey, it's great to be present. There's a real satisfaction behind it. You're in the kitchen, you're cooking, whether it's together or you're cooking for your other half or you're cooking for the kids. It's a therapeutic process. I love it. I think it's really good. Some people might hate it, but you know what? It's great. And then the last thing. Oh yeah, sorry. I just on that, always strive to be better. I have a little note wrote down there. Keep that internal light shining brightly. Okay, we all have that bulb inside of us. Keep it shining brightly. And the last one is don't take life too seriously. And the most important thing, have a bit of fun. Have a bit of fun, guys. You know, we're like, as I said, we're all human beings at the end of the day, and we will fail. We fail many times, and but it's not in as my favorite quote from Samuel Beckett. Ever tried, ever failed. No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better. Okay. So it's just, it's all part of our character. It's all part of building the characters that we are, and building our experiences. So that's it. That's all I have to share. And hopefully you will take on some of these little small steps to help you maintain a healthier lifestyle. You can follow me anywhere on this Facebook page at Eric Donovan's Boxercise and Fitness, and on Twitter and Instagram I'm under Eric Donovan Box. So if you want to connect with me or ask me a question anytime, you can find me here on any of these places. And if there's anything I can do, I will. And if I can't, I will tell you I can. So that's it, really. I think that's everything there now, Anna. Just want to wish you all the very best, guys, going forward. And I've no doubt.
There you go.
Yeah, no doubt it'll be a great success over this next few days for you.
Thanks, Eric. That was brilliant. Thanks very much. Some really useful little tips there to keep. I kind of touched on last week in my email as well that this is definitely not the end. This is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beginning of the rest of your life.
Yes.
So what you've gotten habits in place now over the last 5 weeks, so keep them going. And if you ever just need a little bit of a motivational or a little bit of a boost, don't be afraid to drop an email and just, sometimes all it needs is somebody just to say, yeah, you can do this, out you go again, so don't be afraid to email. Okay.
Yeah.
And again,
I'm going to sign off, Anna. I'm sorry, I just really have to go. If you don't mind, I really have to go. I know Anna has mentioned to everybody that I'm going to be starting weekly evening classes next week, next Tuesday and Thursday. Anna has sent the email to everybody. Just make sure you contact me and not back to Anna if you have any further questions on it. But hey, once again, thanks a million and see you all soon. Take care, guys. Bye. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Katrina. Slán live.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, Eric.